Testing, 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 testing. Oh, good morning. And then it will be our second last lessons. And then, yeah, so some student asked me about the settings of this year today class. So I just replied that, yeah, I just discovered that today lesson is not included in the examination this year. So I give you the Zoom link. But anyway, so good morning to all the students in the Zoom. So we'll start our lesson soon, and then we will begin with some task management issue first. So first one is about your assessment. So yeah, assignment 2 is here. Deadline is tonight, right? If I remember. Should be tonight, right? Yeah, tonight. So it's okay. You hope so. Okay, so all the assignment have been posted on the assessment page. So you can find all the assignment, all the questionnaire, etc., etc. And then my TA remind me. So some of you guys haven't finished the questionnaire. So I will say that this will be your say that's last chance to complete all the questionnaire. Later on, I will generate a list, and then you will see that how many of you guys have missed your questionnaire. So always remember to finish your questionnaire on time. We have the timestamp, and then we know that you are late. And another thing I have to remind you is about the project. So hey, this toolbar. Hey, have you registered for your project? There are only one, two, three, four, five, six, seven group. That means less than 50%, around 40% something. So it's okay. So 17th of December, it's okay for you guys to have the presentation. Yes, right? So register for a time slot. And then, hey, student ID, name and the student ID should be included inside this Excel. So always remember to include all the information in the Excel. So it's easier for me to give you marks and then assign all the grades for you. So remember to do this kind of things. Assignment, deadline is today. Register for your projects. And then we don't have deadline, but if you find difficulty on 17th of December, for example, hey, I buy a ticket to travel, to come back to home, etc. Let me know. So at least you let me you let me know. So I have to finish all the marks before the Christmas. So I guess 17 you be a little bit yeah, it should be the I cannot postpone anymore. You can complete earlier, but I guess you cannot postpone the deadline of the project. But if you say that 17th of December, I find difficulty. So let me know. Perhaps I can find a day on 16, perhaps I can find a day on 15, nights, etc., etc. Okay. So is that clear for you guys? Okay. And then one more thing is about your project. So next Monday, so we have a project briefing. So remember to go. At least you will have brief understanding about the project of the others. I will not go to the briefing sessions because I guess I have introduced my project pretty well during my class. And then after the Monday briefing session, so I will also announce that perhaps I will collect your CV a little bit earlier because maybe I will send you to Hangzhou in the mid-December. So I will say that select the suitable student a little bit earlier, and then I can make sure that all the administrative issue can be complete before you go to Hangzhou. So I will announce in the WeChat group. So after the Monday, so at least you have understand about the other project. What's wrong? So at least you have a little bit understanding about the other projects, and then yeah, you can make your decision whether you want to join my project or the other lecturer or other professor project. So yeah, that is the situation. By the way, have you read the project list? Yes, right. So have you made your I would say that initial choice? The last year is really fun. So let me explain the mechanism for you. So I'm not sure that you guys have discussed among yourself or not, because for each project, when I receive, so most likely, most of your student, most of your choice go to the first or second choice. And then exam remember, we have around 16 group and 12 to 13 group go to the first choice. Do you think it's really strange? 就是去年吧，有16个project 吧，12到13都是 first choice 来的，所以我的感觉是你们好像在 manipulate，你们里边应该有一些人就是投了啊，我想做这个，要不要的话就跟我一起来，不要的话你可能可以选另外一些组还是怎么样，我感觉好像是你们已经做好这个配对，然后才 submit 你们的 CV，感觉好像是这样。Okay, whatever. Whatever. So last year we have 16 projects, and honestly, 12 of them or 13 of them they go to the first choice. So don't worry. So most of you guys can have the first choice. And the exam remember, there are no students go to the first choice or they cannot find a group that they find interesting in their setting. So we will ask you to send the CV and select 3 choices. Okay, we ask you to send a CV to us and then select 3 choices for us. Okay, so the subject lecture receive the choices, so they will arrange the arrange their uh, uh, preference. So somehow it's 2 directional. So you select your project, we select you guys. Okay, and then hope that this year we still go smooth, and then we can do a matching um matching within few weeks so that you can start your project earlier. Okay, do you still remember that you have to make your choice whether I want to compete before the summer or during the summer? Do you still remember? So up to now, do you still remember the difference? So before summer means that you want to, yeah, most likely is continue PhD do the admission before the September. So after during the summer, that means we receive the certification in November or in October. Means that you want to go to industry and work. Okay, go to industry and work. So that is the major difference. So make your choice and then form your teams well. So up to now, do you find any difficulty in finding your teams? No, that's good. Anyway, so if you have problem, just let me know. And then, yeah, today. So anything else about the class management? I guess nothing else. Yes, we will still have different kind of visas. So if you are interested, try your best to join your visas. And I guess around January or February, I will buy another ticket. I guess I will arrange two more and then buy the tickets for you to enjoy different VR, AR show in Hong Kong. So yeah, let's try our best to do so. So this is our second last lessons, and then today we're talking something that is really boring. Really, really boring. It's called privacy. It's called the law setting. I'm not sure that why I have to talk about the privacy, and then I'm not the expert in law, and then I find very challenging to talk about this topic. But honestly, I have to talk with you because we in our syllabus we say that ethics and also of all sorts of the legal issue is one of the important thing in our subject. So before you go somewhere else, it's our responsibility to tell you guys something about the law, something to protect yourself, etc., etc. I will try to make it funny. Yeah, see that I can do it or not. So I will try to do it. And then next lesson we will have remember to come because next lesson you still remember what's going on. Next lesson we have the spatial computing, and then I have invited Apple to come. Honestly, I have made the purchase order 2 days ago or 3 days ago. So we have successfully sent the purchase order to one company and asked them to deliver the Vision Pro. So hopes that we can get our Vision Pro next week, next Saturday. If we cannot do so, we can still borrow the Vision Pro from the other department or from other office to let you try the Vision Pro first. So come here and then study about Vision Pro because yeah, special for you guys, special for those who attend the class. Do you still remember in the case study we have one questions about Vision Pro? Yes, right? Should be in your examination. Okay, should be in your examination. So yeah, at least you have 4 questions in your examination. One is about the VR LBE, large locational based environment. VR locational based environment. And other things will be about the Vision Pro. So Vision Pro will be about the spatial computing, will be about the Omniverse, USDC, USDEZ. Okay, USDEZ. That means do you still remember USD and Omniverse? Yes, right. So USD is somehow about the standards to join all the GLB, all the object, all the texture together in one scene file to describe about the scene setting. So you can have some dynamic change and enable all sorts of the people to change the profile at the same time. And USD Omniverse is the new, I would say that new standard of NVIDIA together with Apple, together with Pixar. So these 3 companies, they hold or they try to manipulate this kind of standard and become the next generation standard of VR, AR, 3D, video production, animation production, game production, etc., etc. So one question will be about this one. And then we'll talk about how to use the USDC, how to use the reality composer next lesson. I'm not the expert, so I will invite the Apple guys to come and then deliver the talk to you. So yeah, and then if you cannot enjoy the Vision Pro next Saturday, don't worry. So perhaps you can come back next week. I guess within 2 weeks or 3 weeks we can get the Vision Pro and then you can enjoy. So I have no idea that why the administrator or FO financial office the process is so slow. We start to make our process in September. That means around 2 months ago. So up to now, we still cannot receive the Vision Pro. So so slow. Oh, okay. So 50 minutes, and then about cost management, and then we'll go to today's topic, privacy. Privacy. So the first question, why I have to take care about privacy? Do you take care about your privacy? We, most of our Chinese people, we don't care about anything about privacy. So we allow, especially in China, right? We allow, I love China. I love China, okay? Especially we allow the CCTV to install anywhere, right? So our face has been captured by lots of the government organization. And today, when you go to China, lots of the police, so they have the camera and then they will scan your face. So if you are one of the criminal or if you are one of the people they want, so they can scan your face and then they can do the matching immediately. And then we have lots of the apps. So you have download lots of the app from WeChat, right? So WeChat, they always allow you to share your GPS data, to share your profile data, to share your album. Yeah, they can your mobile phone, your apps, the apps can access to your album. Okay, to special not only the application in WeChat. Usually, you will say that's Facebook or other Meta, right? Meta Facebook. So why we hate massive brand? Because Facebook they always access to our privacy. So one of the important thing is some of the social media, they will access your album inside your mobile phone. So better justification is that, hey, I want to process your preference and then I want to recommend a better suggestions for you. But honestly, those data are from us, right? Those data from us. And then today, I'm not sure that you are the IG Facebook user or not. I'm the Facebook IG user. So if you always talk, just like here, I talk about what is the keywords I want to say when I was um 第三部哆啦A夢, OK? 哆啦A夢, etc. So today, I guess I can receive some of the recommendation from Facebook, from social media about Doraemon today. So they monitor not only our albums, they only also monitor our speech. We allow them to turn on our microphone to access to our speech. So that's why Mark Silverwood. So many people hate him because he asks us too many things. And then do you still remember that why we have the Web 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0? 1.0 is for the big organization. 2.0 is for Web 2.0 is for the platform. What is the problem of platform? The platform use our user-generated content to make money, right? They have collect too many of our user-generated content, or I would say that they collect too many our digital footprint, too many about our information, and those things are our privacy. And that's why we want to change from platform central approach to Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is, hey guys, you have less than 1 month to have your examination. So Web 3.0 is no, I guess I assume that in Zoom, no one will want to answer my question. But if you really want to answer my question in the Zoom, so you can turn on microphone and answer. So what 3.0 is focused on? 2.0 is decentralized. Sorry, I have to say the keywords. What 2.0 is centralized, right? So 3.0 is about decentralized. Decentralized. We don't want our data, we don't want our digital footprint to share with the platform. We want to hold our personal data. We want to hold our user-generated content, or at least for all the content that I give it to you, I can share the profit, or I can share the benefits for me, to me, okay, to me, okay. So today you have the OpenAI, right? So OpenAI try to collect lots of the information from the web, and they use their presentation to create some, I would say, the question and answer chatbot for you, and then they make money, right? Today, you only pay a little about the OpenAI, about their data to enjoy the service. So do you think that OpenAI can charge you a lot? Or mid-January can charge you a lot? They can, they own lots of the data, right? But somehow, again, it's about the ethics problem, digital data problem. So lots of the people argue from Midjourney or argue with Midjourney or OpenAI, hey, the data is come from us. The data is come from us. How come you can use my data to earn money, right? So today, all this kind of approaches, yes, the data is come from you. So I can only earn from my algorithm, earn from my GPU, earn from the service that I process the data. They cannot claim that I have loss of the data, and this kind of data is my company assets, and then I use this kind of company assets to earn money. They cannot say that. Okay, they cannot say that because this kind of the company assets is from the public. Do you get it? So the only thing they can yeah, today mid-January um or the Luma.ai or other things, right? They have really powerful applications for you, but usually you are free of charge or you only give them a little bit, really a little bit. Why? Because data. They cannot claim that the data is come from them. Okay, okay. They can only earn from their GPU computation power. And that is the Web 3.0, that is the settings, etc., etc. Okay, so so today lots of the people talk about the privacy, talk about the IP, talk about all sorts of things. This lesson we'll talk about the privacy, and then later on in your project one, we have another sessions that talk about the copyright, that talk about the intellectual property, that talk about the IP to you. So at least before you leave this masterclass, you learn that little bit about the law, little bit about the business, so you know the business process. You know that when I get some of the information from the web, I use the algorithm from the GitHubs, and then I cannot earn the money directly. Okay, okay, so that is really important. 所以今天想告诉你们的话，其实现在有很多的人吧，用这些网络爬虫，是不是这样说？网络爬虫，然后在 Internet 里边去拿很多很多资料，在 GitHub 里边拿一个 algorithm，Internet 的资料加上 GitHub 的 algorithm together，然后我做一个 web service，然后就可以赚很多钱吧。在 Internet 里边拿的资料不是你的。OK，那些 intellectual property，那些 privacy，那些 user generated content，所有的都不是你的。你可以用它来看，但是你不可以用它来赚钱吧？反正就是用它来赚钱是不可能的。GitHub 这个 algorithm，他们是 open source 的，对，但是你拿他们来赚钱，其实也有很多的我们叫ethical，就是道德怎么说呢？ethical 是道德怎么说啊？道德道德的问题。所以基本上现在 OpenAI 也好，Luma AI 也好，还有 Midjourney 也好，他们不敢说，嗨，这些 data 都是我的，我可以用这些 data 来赚钱，不可能，不可以这样说。他们只可以说啊，其实这些data 我拿来了，但是我是就好像是共产一样吧，我是让所有的人一起来用，然后我也是要赚钱，但是我赚的钱只是这个 GPU，还是这个 server，还是我们有一些 operation 的人，他们的工资，你只可以从这一块里边去赚钱，OK 吗？OK 吗？所以你们现在如果想开一个 business 也好，赚钱也好，这个也是需要你们想的。要不然的话，其实道德哪一边也好，法律哪一边也好，其实有太多的问题，你们不可这往后边就会有太多的事情要发生。然后如果真的发生这些事情的话，不要告诉你们是从理工大学毕业的。那我现在告诉你们了，对啊，对啊，我要负责，我要对你们负责任的，对吧？如果你们做错了，然后用这些情况就是做错了的事情了，你不告诉我你是我的学生。其实我们，哎，你知道大学老师其中一个可以赚钱的地方在哪吗？就是你们去法院那边，不要说，其实可能不是你们，就是可能有些人犯错了，去了法院里边，然后我们大学的老师也好，就可以做一些我们叫专家证人，就是专家证人是这样吗？然后我们就在你们做可能是其他人做错的事情里边写一个 report，然后这个 report 就会 charge 很多很多的钱，不管是 不管是 privacy 也好，不管是 copyright 版权的事情也好，我们写这些 report 就可以赚很多钱。以前我们都有从这些赚得到钱，在 rehab 里边的老师赚的更多一点，所以。毕业之后，我不希望有机会看到你们在这些里面，也不希望在我的手里边帮你们写这些 report 啊，就是你们做错这些事情，怎么犯这些错，这些是不好的，这样也不行啊。So yeah, this course because we taught lots of things about lots of the settings about law, so we have to do something that is related to the um law settings, and then we let you know the basic principle of the law. So the first one, this lesson, privacy, and then next semester we have the copyright and then IP. So privacy, today we'll talk about what is privacy, and then what is the data protection principle in Hong Kong, and then in China, and then in Europe, and then in all over the world. So we'll talk all sorts of the things to you. And then as an IT professional, what or how I can protect myself. There are lots of tricks. Okay, there are lots of tricks, or there are a lot of traps. The traps may be set by your boss, but may be set by your funding provider, etc., etc. So protect yourself. Don't go to the jail. Don't go to the court. Okay, I cannot protect you guys, right? I can only say what some of the important things to you. Yeah, the first one is about before we go deep into the last ones. So do you know? It's a little bit strange. Hong Kong is China. Okay, Hong Kong is China. But do you know that what is the different law system between Hong Kong and China? Hong Kong is running common law. China is running civil law. Common law and civil law. Okay. So another terms in Chinese common law say that is 海洋法，是不是海洋法？海洋法。然后civil law is 大陆法，是在大陆才有大陆法吗？对啊，所以大陆法的话，civil law 基本上不是只是China 有，civil law is not only from China. Civil law is somehow from a big country. They have a long history, and then they will run the civil law because lots of the people here they have some background settings. They have some they have some traditional. Okay, they have some norms to be followed. And then most likely all the civil law they will write the statement in a very later on you will know that they will write the statement in the very long and detailed stage. Very long. Okay. Okay. And then it's really easy to break the civil law. Okay. Not only in China, in all over the world. For example, in Germany, in lots of the state inside our world, they have the long history, they have these kind of things. Another thing is about the common law. Common law means that why they have the common law. Do you know that why they have the common law? So civil law means that they have some long history and the same group of people, they have the same culture, right? That means the ocean law or the common law is a group of many group of people joined together. They do not have the common culture. So why they do not have the common culture? 基本上他们就是殖民地，是不是这样说？殖民地。So they are some some group of people go to another place and then rule them. They don't know the traditional, they don't know the culture of the new place. Okay, so they set up common law. So today, United Kingdom, United States, Hong Kong is also here, right? So they are a different group of people joined together. Okay, so in common law, the law statement is very simple. The law statement is very simple. So if the law statement is very simple, so what do you think? I can do anything I want. Honestly, lots of the common law place is you try first, do something first until you hurt someone benefit. Then someone will send you to the court, argue with each other. So they have the lawyer, they have the judge, and then they have lots of the statement. So in civil law, we only care about very detailed law statement. But in common law, we have very simple law statement. Together, we have lots of different cases. So common law, in another terms, we call it case law. Means that when your court, inside the court, you have the lawyer, you have the judge. They set up a law statement. They set up a law statement. They set up a law case, complete a law case, and it will become a new case to the common law. So inside the common law, they update their law system every day. because in the court you have every day you have the new argument, you have the new argument, and then you have the new argument, right? So questions time. If you are IT company, should you start your business? If you are new idea, new IT company, should you start your business in common law system or in civil law system? It depends, right? So it depends. Again, it depends. Okay. So most likely, lots of the people would like to set the new startup, new thinking in the in the common law system because yeah, that's the new case, right? Unless I heard someone benefit and then I send to court, I can buy time for our new business. That means that if I want to do some sorry, I'm a Dr. Evil. If I want to do some evil things, go to some common law and then try first. Try whether your business model is good or is success. Okay, it's worth. Okay, so that's why in Hong Kong, privacy. If you compare the Hong Kong and in China or in European, so Europe most likely is they are running the civil law. Hong Kong common law, they are more loose for the privacy. You can collect lots of the data, lots of the personal data, and then penalty is really low compared with China, compared with Europe. So still, Hong Kong, we have some I would say that in this kind of common law system, we still have some benefits, right? So we can do something a little bit evil. So that's why in United States, in Hong Kong, we can start our business first. So most likely today, when you talk about the open AI, when you talk about the Web 3.0, you have the open AI, one of the good things, right? In Web 2.0, so you have the lots of the Facebook, Meta, IG, etc. They collect the personal data, right? So most likely they start in common law system because I can grow my business first until I meet some legal charge or I heard someone and then they argue during the court. So if your company is big enough, honestly, you can start the legal argument because it's all the things in the common law is about the money. If you have the money, you have strong legal teams, and then you can argue with them. You can get your most or the best benefits from this kind of argument. So they set up this one. But if you fail, you are not your business model is wrong, right? So when you receive a legal letter, so what should you do? Just close the business and then leave. Yeah, so that is the situation. So yeah, in this lesson, so we will try to talk about this one. I'm not only to say that we only talk all the things about the correct place, about the correct directions. We also tell you that all of the tricks or the facts or the real situation in the current world. Okay, so that is. I would say that is 1980 something, right? 1980 to 1990. So when you see that this picture, so many years ago, you have this kind of working pace. So you have your pencil, paper and pencil, you have your phone book, you have your telephone, you have your all sorts of things. But honestly, this kind of thing today, you don't have. And lots of the office right now, they are hot desks. That means they only provide you a table. The only thing you have is your notebook, perhaps your coffee. That's it. Okay. Up to now, we cannot use different digital platform to replace the coffee. But for the others, usually we replace by our digital platform. We replace by Facebook. We replace by Twitter. We replace by Word. We replace by Google Map, etc., etc., LinkedIn, etc., etc. Okay, we replace all sorts of things. And honestly, all our privacy go to different social media or go to different platforms. Okay, so we do not have lots of our rights to do it. So the things we have to think about is about the data collection, data exchange, and combination is a problem. Okay, so today when you go to different funding, so if you argue for the money from the government, they always take care about the privacy, take care about the information collection, information exchange, and combination. So do you have the right to do or to use this kind of data and then make your profit? And today you have one more special thing you need to concern. Do you know what is this? Do you know what is the new things that you have to concern? Perhaps you guys are really busy. So are you busy with my assignment? 今天其实你们去拿一些钱吧，然后很多时候如果你是拿政府的钱的话，他们很多时候就会问你 data 是怎么样，因为你说你做 IT system 也好，你做你的不同的platform 也好，其实它第一个问题就是你怎么去拿你的 data，collect your data，exchange your data，and then combination your data。但是今天的话，还有一个事情你需要注意的，就是你的 data 有没有离开 border。国家的 border. Okay, so today we have lots of we don't not only about the collection, exchange, and combination, and one more thing is whether your data will pass to another country. So in Hong Kong it's really special. So in Hong Kong we are really small part. So we have to own our server, we have to own our algorithm, and then all the data we cannot pass to China and you and United States. Perhaps you want to use the open AI, and then first question they will ask, hey, your data is going through our border and then pass to open AI. That means you pass the data to United States and then it's banned. Okay. So today, lots of the country they buy a lot of the GPU card and then set up their computation power to run the algorithm because they don't want the data to escape from their country to the other border. Later on, we'll talk about this kind of situation, especially not only in China, not only in Hong Kong, Europe also have this kind of thing. So we have the GDPR. Okay, so yeah, always remember three things you have to care: collections, exchange, combination, especially when you're asking for money. The first thing they will want you to answer is how you collect data, can you use, and then can you exchange your data. So there are lots of interesting things, and then there are lots of the things to define what is the privacy. So yeah, there are too many privacy, and then is this kind of privacy relate to the society or relate to the benefits of the society? The first thing is really interesting, right? So a teacher asks a student to write down his name on the blackboard. So I'm not sure that you have this kind of practice, but in Japan, so also in United States, when you are the newcomers to the class, they always ask you, hey, please introduce yourself and then write down your name on the blackboard on the board. The student reject, say that my name is my privacy, it's my personal data. Okay. And then another interesting thing, I don't want to talk about all the things. So there, she's a popular actor, actress, or popular star, etc. Right? So if you install a CCTV and then look at her privacy, look at her how to say that the life after her work. So it's related to the benefits of the society gossip, right? So lots of the gossip for the pop star. So the gossip for the pop star is related to the benefit of society. It's interesting, right? So the first thing is talking about privacy is how we define the privacy, and then how yeah. So first thing, personal data. So how we define personal data. There are a couple of things I want to ask. So I would like to ask, hey, is your name a privacy data? 你们的名字是一个 privacy data，是一个 personal data 吗？ So all the system, all the law, right? So the first thing you have to define the terms. And then for the privacy, the first thing you have to define is the personal data. You say data collection, right? Some data I can collect, some data I cannot collect. I have to take extra care. I can collect, but I have to take extra care. So that is the personal data. So what is personal data? And the first question I want to ask, name. Is your name personal data? Mm. Real name is the personal data. How about your face, your picture? Mm. But your face is a personal data. It has been everywhere. Doesn't mean that it does not belongs to your personal data. So it's really interesting that if you want to say that is personal data, that means I can locate in Hong Kong or in general in overall, I can locate a living person is a personal data. So if this data can locate a personal data, that means I know where I can find Peter, right? Then Peter is a personal data. Okay, personal data. So for your name, true name is arguable. For example, Peter. There are too many Peter in the world. And my son is called Noah. And when his search his name in Google, he can only search a car. Car name can be also a Noah, right? Can be also or Noah in the old Bible. So there is a old man to build a ship. So name, whatever is in your Chinese name or in your English name. So there are lots of people in the whole world, right, with the same name. I'm not sure that you agree or not. Maybe your name is so special, and then you are the only one using this name. But mostly your name is arguable, right? Your name you can find or my Chinese name Wu Xiaofeng, Xiaofeng, so common, right? Xiaofeng, okay. So it's so common to locate this name in Chinese people or in a a huge group of people. So honestly, your name, your name can be classified or cannot be classified as a personal data. Okay, that's true. Okay, face. Some say yes, some say no. Okay, again, this one is arguable. So if your face, if your face can easily say that when I see this face, hey, I know he's Peter Ng. All the people in the world, when they see this picture, this face, can say that, hey, I can identify, I can say that you are Peter Ng. Then it's a personal data. It's a personal data. Okay, okay, you cannot easily collect. So mostly when you need to collect this kind of data, you have to use extra attention. So, more. How about your medical data? Touch wood 啊，我没有癌症，可能是我有癌症了。我癌症的 data 是 personal data 吗？世上有很多的人有同一个癌症。对啊，我现在做的 research 可能是好腔癌，多到离谱吧？好腔癌，你的胶片也好，然后你的一些biometric marker 吧，就是一些 biometric marker 怎么说了，就是一些化验的结果吧，化验的结果，你这些结果可以 locate 一个 living person 吗？不可以啊，不可以啊，所以 medical data 的话。 如果 metadata 没有连到你的名字，这不是一个 personal data。然后再问了，手机号码了，is arguable, but there is a trick. So mobile number can be identified as a personal data and can be identified as non-personal data. So when I can say that is non-personal data, when I can say that is personal data. Similar to your when you create apps, right? So you need to send an SMS, WeChat, lots of the application you have to type in your mobile phone. Mobile phone is a personal data or not? 这个啦，这个就是很技术的问题了。往后边你去往外面去做 apps 也好，做什么样的情况也好，那肯定你会碰到这个问题吧？要碰到问题的时候，你的老板叫嘿拿他的手机，然后 send 个 SMS，嘿，我每一天做的 apps，我每一天用的 apps 都是怎样的然后我就 collect 咯，那 collect 之后，这个是 personal data 还是不是？因为 personal data 你需要很小心的处理，在后边的话我们会说你们要怎么去处理。然后第一个问题是还是不是？如果手机只是一个手机的号码，它不是 personal data，因为它没办法 locate 一个 living person。但是如果手机的号码，如果你拿到一个电话，拿到一个来电，然后他问你是不是1234567的机主，那他这样做的话，他只是一个手机的号码，他没有拿你的 personal data。但是如果他可以说啊，你是不是1234567的手机号码的主人？然后你是不是吴先生？加上两个证据的话，就是 personal data 了。对啊，对啊，所以有些时候，如果你只是拿手机来做登记的话，它不是 personal data。但是如果你手机可能再拿他的 WeChat number，再拿怎么样的情况，把3个资料放在同一个 combination 里边，我知道这个 living person 是谁的话，它就是一个 personal data。Got it? So, as a personal data, the most important thing is whether I can locate a living person or not. Okay, living persons. Deaf person is another thing, right? Living persons. Okay, living persons. I know his address. I know his identity. I know also of it. I can locate a unique living person. Then is personal data. So if only a mobile phone is not a personal data. So you can. I'm Dr. Evil again, right? So you can create apps and then collect the mobile phone. The mobile phone collect their mobile phone number together with their behavior in your apps. I cannot locate a personal, or I cannot locate this person. That is not a personal data. Okay, but somehow linkage with WeChat, linkage with other things, then I can locate this person. Or they have, for example, 你用美团，然后你把你家的地址也连到里边，家的地址加上你的手机，加上你的 user information，那这个就是 personal data 了，明白吗？明白吗？Okay, so yeah, all the things is yes. Be careful about the your data can identify a different persons or not. And then there are lots of example and most likely name, mobile phone, address, identity card, number, photos, medical data, employment data, all the things are arguable. Arguable. Okay, arguable. But when you're going to collect these kind of things, again, lots of the people will think that, hey, if you combine lots of the different data together, it will become a personal data. And if your company need to deal with the personal data, you have to bear in your mind how I need to process this kind of data and what is the most important things I have to do. In common law system, it's easy to understand. So in common law system, we only have 6 principles. 6 principles. Okay. And I will identify one by one to you. So 6 principles. The first one is about the aim. Yeah. purpose and mean. Purpose and mean. So you want to collect the personal data, right? So why you need to collect this kind of data? For example, if I'm a game, why I have to access to your album? Why? 我做一个手机的游戏，现在我需要拿你的album 的资料图片来 process，为什么啊？可以吗？首先是可以吗？我开发一个游戏，其实可能是我不知道说，可能很无聊的 2D 的游戏吧，很无聊的 2D 游戏。但是我要拿你的好像有些有没有还是什么样，好像很无聊的游戏吧。我需要拿你 L 本的资料，首先可以还是不可以？可以啊，但是你需要说为什么呢？你现在如果你可以说清楚你为什么可以拿的话，我就觉得你可以拿，想得到吗？为什么啊？generate photo. Okay. Albums. Yes, correct. For example, I have a 2D games. I have a function called change your profile pic. And then I allow you to use your own profile pic. Then I have to access to your album. And it makes sense. Okay, okay. In the command law, the first one is all the personal data that you want to collect, please give me a purpose. Okay, okay. I would say that for games is great extreme, but you will say that, hey, you want to apply a job, right? So I asked you about your address. I asked you about your education profile. I asked you about also of your personal information. Then it makes sense, right? Or if you want to come to PolyU, right? So do you remember your administration? You provide lots of the personal data for us to us, right? So again, we have to do the interview. We have to do the screening. So we need to have this kind of data to do the screening, to do the filtering, to do the selection, etc. And this kind of purpose makes sense. If it makes sense, then you pass the first principle. Okay, okay. First one about the privacy access. The first one is about the purpose and the mean. Second one is about your accuracy and then retentions. You apply PolyU, right? Your information is on my hand. Honestly, all of the information is on my hand. Can I keep it for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, etc.? Yes or no? The answer is no. And then all the data, you have to set the time limit. For example, for example, your admission, right? You apply for PolyU, and then if you success, you become a PolyU student, and then we'll use your information for 1 or 2 years after you graduate. Then all the data you have to be deleted. Okay? But if you apply for PolyU and then you fail, all the data have to be deleted within 6 months or within 1 year. All the data have to be there. You cannot keep the data forever. Dr. Evil times again. If I want to keep the data forever for a games, because my PhD buddies, he worked in Tencent about the data analysis, right? So if I want to keep the user data forever, so what should I do inside game? 如果我有一个游戏，这个游戏的话，我想永远把你们的 data 放在我的 server 里边，永远。可能不只是腾讯呢，很容易去理解吧。腾讯有游戏 A B C D E 吧， A 的 data 永远在我 server 里边。那如果你在玩 B 的游戏，其实你的 user behavior 也基本上同样吧。然后我就可以容易一点，让你在我的游戏里面不停的投钱吧。然后 C 的游戏也是，D 的游戏也是，E 的游戏也是。现在我问题的，如果我想在 A 的 data 拿到的资料永远在我的公司里边的话，我应该怎么做？So most likely, I would like to ask in all the games. So you have an option called delete account. When you don't want to play games, we will select to delete the apps or delete the account. You only delete the apps, right? You will not delete the accounts, right? If you do not delete the account, that means I assume that you will play the games again. So your data will be kept in my server forever. They have the option delete account. So if you delete the account, they have to remove all the data within maybe 6 months or within maybe 1 year. But honestly, you do that or not? No one do that. Okay, so that is interesting. So second principle, time, time. All the things in common law, you have the principle because you have this kind of principle. So I have different operation to make me to make the company more flexible to process the personal data. So yeah, that is the evil time. And then this kind of evil times, they are always do this kind of things. Okay, use, use. So this one is a little bit tricky, and then it's a little bit similar to the first principle. So you have the purpose, right? For example, you want to do the emissions. So who can use your personal data? For example, you want to emit to PolyU, right? So who can read your personal data? The first one is it's me, right? Because I'm your program leader, so I have to slap my student. I can read your personal data. Another, maybe your admin. So lots of our lady in the general office, they will also read your profile. Beside this group of people, can you allow another subject lecturer to read the information? No, no. Honestly, your personal data, for example, Dr. Richard Lee, or you have Dr. Richard Lee, you have Dr. Paul, Paul Lam, Paul Wan, maybe. So they cannot access to your data. Who can use your data? Okay, who can use the data become one of the important things, and then how to use your data, right? So have you put in a proper administrative procedure, or have you put in the proper server, or if, or yeah, the most likely is in your database is a SHA encrypt the data set, encrypt the data field, or have you give a password to the Excel to pass to the other. So all these kind of things, you have to do it very, very clear. So you need to set up the rules and then make sure that the data has been gifted to the correct person, and then they are under the correct procedure within your related purpose, right? So even our headmaster asks for your personal data, should I give to him or not? 如果我们校长问我们拿你们的 personal data，我需要给吗？基本上他应该不会问的。对啊，因为对他来说，你们就没有太大价值。但是如果他问的话，其实我也不应该去给，对吧？因为你们啊，对啊，因为如果拿这个 data 的 purpose 是，比方说这个 purpose 是你们的 screening。你们的可能是来大学之后，我需要做一些 filtering 对吧？那基本上校长他为什么需要啊？他在这个 administration 的 process 里边吗？如果他不在的话，就不需要，对吧？对吧？所以 use the first principle is the use. Then security. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. So as I have mentioned, yeah, you are going to collect the personal data, right? So have you set some security issue to your collections? So it's really interesting. So honestly, the best process of the security of the personal data is do not use the computer system. For example, your application to PolyU, right? So if you are using the paper form, physically submit your paper form, and then we physically put the paper form to some to a locker, and then we send the paper form to the user, etc., etc. The security is the best. It's the best. Okay. The second level, maybe you use we have the scanner copy. Scanner copy. That means you use the paper form, and then we scan your document. We send the whole PDF to someone else, right? It's better security. But concerns about the time, right? So you have the time to process data. You have the time to screen all the things. Do you know that how I select you from your applications? Honestly, is I will go through the details one by one. But honestly, the first step is I put it into Excel, and then I said, hey, you are university list 9855211。然后你的 GPA 是高于可能是70%到80%左右，然后我就把你们的资料拿出来，然后再做这个 process。想象一下吧，如果没有 Excel，如果所有都是 paper，所有都是 PDF，那这个怎么办呢？Yeah, a lot of time to work, right? So most likely today, when you need to process lots of application, when you need to process lots of the data, change into electronic form is a must. So how you can protect the data inside the electronic form? Database, SHA, hash function, okay, HTTPS. And then maybe if you like, you can use the blockchain, but up to now, we only have the centralized system. We do not have this kind of decentralized system. So all sorts of the process, how to process the informations. Okay, so yeah, security. When you go to the court, when your data leakage, right? So someone hacked into your server and then get all your information. So go to a court, excuse, in front of the judge. So if you show that, hey, I have used my best knowledge to provide the security, so you can reduce your penalty. Otherwise, you have to face the penalty. You have to face lots of the punishment. So that is very important. Okay. So openness. Hey, Peter, personal data, right? You say that I have to put in a very secure way, and that you say that I have to put all the things in a hash file, in a SHA file, in HTTPS, etc., right? So what's the meaning of openness? Means that if you are the data owner, I should have the policy to access to my own data. Okay, okay. Yes, so that is a really interesting story that I have discovered in this 1 year. So within this 1 year, I can go back to China and then I set up my WeChat wallet, I set up my mobile phone, I download Meituan, and then I try to order the delivery, etc., right? So I'm not sure that why they always push the massage information to me. And later on, they try to push some man massage. 就是他开始的时候，只是不停的给我看按摩的这些推荐，然后后来的话就不停的给我去看这个男人帮你去按摩这个，然后我在想啊，这越来越过分了吧，对吧？So do you know what's the problem? Because I do not have enough data in their data set, in their algorithm, they will try to push something maybe really attractive or is common to me. And then because maybe for my Meituan, but so I always order something that is related to my family. For example, I go to 长隆长隆是吧？长隆这个旅游区啊，然后买这些小朋友的东西啊等等等，他应该觉得我是一个女的中年的女生，然后他们就开始去改变啊，应该给你去看一个男士的按摩，还是给你去看一些可能是不知道女人很喜欢的东西，还是怎么样？然后我每一次打开我的美团，我都越来越感觉就是太尴尬了。人家会不会觉得我是一个 gay 的，还是怎么样？你现在明白你明白这个情况吧？OK，so that's really interesting, right? So within the algorithm, so you have to understand this kind of thing because I have another situation. The algorithm is really um yeah, it's really ignoring, right? So for example, in YouTube, now they always push me, especially when it's night, right? Because I watch a lot of things about the man's topic. It's about the Gundam. It's about the robot. It's about all sort of things, right? So in the next time, they always push me some AV, Japan AV recommendation. Again, my wife is sitting next to me, and then I feel embarrassed. And lots of the times when I go to a meeting, so they will say that, hey, this Japanese AV is blah blah blah, etc. And then this option is always here. So see that you have to have a rules to access to their. You have to have a policy to allow your user to access to your data to correct the data back. Okay. But honestly, do you know how many people were in Asia to deal with the personal data? For the whole Asia, there are only two staff in Google company, only two to deal with this kind of policy. Data equal times. They have the principle, so we provide the policy. But the policy is somehow you come to our office, download our form, or I will give you a paper form. You fill in the forms and then go back to home. Later on, I will use our admin staff to process. And my admin staff here, I'm sorry that I only have two. Yeah, you can ask for the service, but maybe it's around 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Yeah, they are accumulate, right? So there are lots of case accumulate, and then they will never process your request. That's the situation. They have the policy, they allow you to do so, but they do not have enough manpower. Or that is their wish, right? They don't want you to correct their algorithm or pollute or make something change to their algorithm. Yeah, and then they set up this kind of administrative process. Interesting. So so that is what happened in the situations. So P5 and P6 is almost the same. So P5 is you have the policy. P6 is they have the right. Okay, so you have the policy, I have the right, and then sixth principle is here. So sixth principle, first one, most important is about your purpose. You have to state your purpose. Second is about the time. You cannot keep the personal data forever. Third is about your use. So who can use your data? Fourth is about the security. So how you protect your data. 5 and 6 is about your policy, whether your end user, your client can access to your personal data, and then they can correct your personal data or not. Okay, common law is easy. You only have to remain this six principle. Okay, so easy, right? So if you set up a company, you set a policy, and then all the things can be done. And then, hey, when you download the apps to use or before you use the apps, so have you read the terms and condition we call T&C? Yes or no? Lots of the people, they just skip the terms and condition, but it's a apps creator. Terms and condition is a must because it's a legal document to state that the six principle in your terms and condition. And then if the user agree with your purpose, then this legal document makes sense, work. Okay, complete. Okay, then you can start to deal with their personal data, etc., etc. So here, 10 minutes break. It's really 10 minutes break. Rate this personal data Personal Information Collection Statement, PICS. Okay, Personal Information Collection Statement. Read this PICS. There are something missing in this PICS. Say, uh, let me know which principle is missing in this PICS. Okay, so around 5 minutes to 10 minutes back, and then we'll come back to this part again. 这一谈还好，下一个星期的话，你们就对苹果的人好一点，不要太烂就好了。对啊，唉，你们知道，比方说 HTC 也好，苹果也好，其实你们往后边去工作的话，你们去他们公司，真的可能是他们就是你们的 supervisor 了，你们的老板了。所以，对啊，好一点吧。去年的话，我还可以说帮你们找工作是很容易，但是我不知道下一年帮你们找工作是容易还是不容易了。现在感觉是太离谱了，对啊，他好像我要跟你说，沙巴坡，我应该是一两个月之前吧，好像是上个月也跟你们说，去沙巴坡里边，我们跟一些老板去做一些interview 也好，去做一些谈话，去聊天吧。然后他们跟我说，可能下一年他在沙巴坡 Science Park 很多公司都会倒闭了，是老板把自己的公司关掉了。对啊，所以我都不知道再多一年两年找工作找这些对啊工作机会给你们还是容易还是不容易？大家加油了！我的感觉是路越来越难走了。你们有这个感觉吗？有啊，真的有啊，就是这一年的变化太大了，唉，好害怕没工作。Okay. So anyway, so we come back to here and then we'll say that about the prophecy. So easy to understand, right? So they stay there. This is a interview, job interview, or I would say that this is a yeah. For example, you go to PolyU and then for the admission, we need to collect your personal data, and then for the admission, we collect your personal data, and then we have to this kind of terms and condition. So we have to state why we collect your data. The most important thing is assess your suitability or not，就是你对这个工作你是合适还是不合适。我可以不提供资料吗？如果我是用户的话，我不满意这个，那我可以不提供资料吗？可以呀，但是我们可以不选你咯。对啊，明白吗？OK。So all the system you need to state your purpose. Okay, of course the user maybe disagree, and then if the user disagree, you can either do not allow them to use your service or say that you lost the opportunity to this. Okay, so somehow you have to think about who is the master. You want to collect the information from you, or you want to get the benefits from the organization or not. So you have to think about this one. So one is here, and then 2 years. Okay, data, the time 2 years. 3, who will use the data? Yeah, during the interview to select the interviewer to select you from the suitable position. So this one, he or she will use your data. Okay. 4, missing. 5 and 6 is here. Yeah, you have the right to correct your data. We have the policy to let you to modify your data and then to provide some correct information to us again. So what is missing? 4. What is 4? Security. Security is very tricky. Why? Why number 4 is always missing in the PICS, personal information collection statement? Security means that you state the database, you state the security setting to the others. That means you tell the hacker how to hack your system or to decrease the number of choice, right? So usually they will miss number 4, security, in the PICS, or they will just say in a proper security or secure server database, and that's end. So we will not say I will use the HTTPS and then I will use the Oracle DB2, etc., or MongoDB, and then inside the MongoDB we have the XHA, and then we have the little hashing using the little. You will not do that, right? So always remember that yeah, PICS you have to let the user know lots of the things, but not the security. Okay? So that's it. Sorry. So there is a movie if you are interested in the common law settings, and then you can watch this movie 30 minutes. But I guess you will not create. You will work in Hong Kong, right? Should be right. So if you have chance, try to work in Hong Kong. So if you are working in Hong Kong and then you deal with the data, so which watch these videos. If you say that, hey, I will go back to China, I will go to somewhere else, I will leave Hong Kong. Okay, forget about it. Okay. So yes, and then so there are lots of the punishment. So the most important thing is the punishment is you have disclosure the personal data, especially you sell the personal data to the other. Hong Kong, there is one case. Have you used the Autopass cards to buy food or to go to MTR, etc.? Have you go to Autopass card companies sell our personal data to the others? So it become a very serious problem in Hong Kong. But honestly, they do not have, they do not receive lots of the punishment. In law, we say that the maximum penalty should be 1 million, 1 million, and then imprisonment 5 years. So that means you go to the jail for 5 years, and the maximum punishment is 1 million. But in Hong Kong, because it's common law, so most likely they will find the best lawyer and then set up the argument, and then usually they will only receive the warning from the court and then ask them to improve the system, and that's it. So that's why lots of the people they love to set up their business in the common law country, because the punishment that they are facing, first, you have the chance to argue with the court. Second is the punishment of this kind of disclosure or this kind of privacy issue is very low. So mostly, yeah, just give them money. If I'm the auto pass car company, 1 million here, 1 million is nothing. Just give them 1 million, it's okay, right? And then most likely, up to now, we do not find any people go to the jail because of the personal data, because of the privacy law. No. So set up the business in Hong Kong is good. Ah, so whatever you sell the personal data within Hong Kong or outside Hong Kong is not allowed. So bear in your mind. So try to be try to become a good programmer or good developer. But honestly, the punishment in Hong Kong for the bad programmer or bad company is minor. Okay, so try to look at the AutoPass card company. You know that every day we use the AutoPass at least twice, or you have go to work and then go back home at least twice. For me, I will use the AutoPass card maybe 5 or 10 times every day. So they sell this kind of data to the others, right? It's a huge amount of personal data, it's huge amount of information that we sell to the others. And then the punishment is only a warning letter, and then don't do this kind of thing again. That means no punishment, right? Yeah, it's bad. Okay. So some of the interesting case. So yes, for the mobile app, more than 75% of the apps request one or more permission. So you have used the apps, right? Whether it's WeChat or wherever in the others. So they request you to have to share your profile, share your name, share your mobile phone, share your GPS location, share your album, share what kind of things, share your microphone. So they always ask for this kind of permissions, and we always allow to do so. Especially about our Chinese people, we always allow them to use our personal data. I'm not sure that is good or not. So yeah, but yeah. So as a developer, you have two approach to do the to do to do the personal data collection. The first one is all or nothing. So if you download the apps and then you have the PICD personal information collection statement. If they agree, they can use the game. Or If they do not agree, they cannot play the game. They cannot use the app. Nothing, all or nothing. Or you have another better approach to deal with them. Means that on function on by selective approach. So here is the MTR apps. This one is the MTR apps. So MTR apps will request you to let them to use your GPS location. So why they want to use your GPS location? Can they access to your GPS location to know where you are? First, is GPS location a personal data? Yes, you can consider yes, because I can know that I can identify this living person at a certain time at a certain place. It's a personal data. So if you want to use this kind of personal data, so you need to come up with a purpose, right? So what is the purpose of this application, of this app? So what you 就是地铁的 app 你们有用过吗？应该有吧。地铁的 apps 的话，其实你刚开始的话，你也可以用，也可以看所有的资料。然后它里边有一个 locate myself 这个 function，GPS data，GPS 的 data 基本上是需要的，对啊，需要GPS 的 data 它是 personal data，但是它在这个 apps 里边也是需要的。现在我想问你们有没有办法写一个比较好的 purpose？为什么你需要他们的 GPS data？为什么？Locate your nearest station. We want to speed up the input process of your from field. Okay, of your from field. So see that? So this kind of purpose is very reasonable. So you have to make yourself reasonable to request all this kind of personal data. So that is interesting, and then bear your mind. So set this kind of the purpose. Okay, I guess you learn more. You understand this thing better than me, right? So first questions, Hong Kong and China about the privacy. Which which regions the law statement is more detailed? Which one? More details. China. Always remember China, they have a very detailed law statement. Okay, not Hong Kong, it's China. Okay, it's China. 唉，我也是很爱中国啊。我们很多朋友在中国去做生意吧，基本上就是在中国做生意的话，就是每天都在犯法。对啊，就是每天都在，因为他的法律就是写的太清楚、太 details。他说基本上每一天我们就是有很多的规则，有很多的 guideline，有很多的指引，怎么指引就是 guideline，我不知道怎么说。他都说每天都会有新的东西来，然后他们感觉就是每一天都需要学习新的 law statement，要不然的话他们每天也在犯法。所以小心一点，在中国基本上是每一个人都有机会，很容易去犯法的，所以小心一点。然后在中国犯法，我真的帮不了你，就是法官就说了算了，所以你找 lawyer 其实基本上都没有什么用，所以小心一点就是。Okay, so we will talk about the law in China. So always remember that law in China is very serious. They are very detailed, and then they are very clear. And honestly, I have the research center in China. We also run the business. We also run different kind of applications. And right now, I'm still the newcomer. I'm still green, and lots of things I have to learn. So up to now, I'm not sure that I can provide lots of the information for you. But the privacy law in China is under the cybersecurity law, and then the cyber security is under the national security law. Okay, so all the apps that you have created, all the things that you have access, 这是国家的安全的问题。所有如果放到国家的安全的话，你就要小心很多很多很多，不是一点点，是非常非常的小心。Okay, so talk about the cyber security law, and then they are under the national security law. And then this kind of national security is national level. Okay, national level. So always remember that to follow the national level. And starting from 2017, they have the setting. And then they also have the information protection. So this kind is called the decision. And then they also have the guideline. So where is the guideline? Guideline, standard information security. Guideline. Guideline. I cannot find the guideline wordings. Yeah, guideline. Okay. So whatever is a national level, whatever is a decision, or whatever is a guideline, they are the law in China. Okay. If you break one of them, I'm sorry, you will have the punishment. And the punishment is very serious. Okay. Unlike Hong Kong is you find a lawyer, say something, and then I'm sorry, I will not do it again. And then you're free, right? But in China, I'm not sure that you can free or not. Okay, so yeah, always follow the key data protection concept and principle. So the first one again we have to define is what is personal data. So what is personal data in China? What is personal data in China? Again, is locate a living person, identify a natural person identity. Identify whether I can find the identify personal person identity. So in Hong Kong, mobile number, address, picture, and then your GPS, etc. So all the things you can argue whether it's personal data or not, right? In China, please don't argue with the government. Okay, don't argue. And then in China, so usually they will say that all the data that I can find through is a personal data. So whatever is name, mobile phone, and then your medical data, or all sort of things, they all belongs to the personal data. So if they belongs to personal data, so it means that I cannot collect? No, you can still collect. You can still collect, but you have to follow the guidelines. And the most important thing is you please remember to put them in a secure place, to have different kind of policy settings, to have different kinds of protection, whether they are put into proper place. Okay. So here say that a natural person, full names, date of birth. Date of birth is also personal data. ID card, biometric information. That means your face. That means your lab report, chat, lab data, etc. Address, telephone number, and so on, so on, so on. They are all personal data. Don't argue with the government. They are personal data. Okay, don't argue. Okay, so if you hurt someone, whatever they are hurt in their reputations or their property or etc., physical or mental, so you will facing the penalty. You will facing the punishment. And then we talk about the punishment, right? So where is it? Um, hey, why one line is missing? I'm sorry. Yeah, the punishment line is missing. I forget the punishment. So definitely there are two kinds of punishment. The first one is about the money. You have to pay the money. The second one is you have to go to the jail. Okay, but I forgot. It's 10 years, 15 years, or I am not sure about the length. So go and check about the punishment by yourself. Okay, you are the choice. We are the choice people. So, but honestly, whatever, 5 years or 10 years, that is really, really serious. And then they will send you to the jail. Okay, they will send you to the jail means that they will not send the boss. They will send the data protection specialist. Okay, if you are the WeChat platform, if you are using the WeChat, so if someone had it, is we difficult. Alipay or WeChat Pay. So if someone go to Alipay or WeChat Pay and then get the data, and then there are some data disclosure. So will the government send 马云、马化腾去坐牢啊？会不会啊？然后他会送哪一个人去坐牢啊？主要就是你们了，就是你们了。对啊，你们是 program 嘛，你们是 developer，然后里边最重要的话，所有的 IT 公司里边都需要翻一个 data protection specialist，这个就是用来坐牢的人了。Okay? Your boss will not go to the jail. The only one will be sent to the jail is you, right? So developer or programmer, and most likely there will be one people in the IT company that is in charge of the data protection special. Okay, so this one, they will define the rules. So every company, there are lots of policy to deal with the data protection. So they have to, first one, set the rules. Second, implement the rules. Okay, so this person is kind of management together with the IT expert, because they have to set up the server, they have to set up the HTTPS, they have to set up the firewall, they have to set up the database hashing, etc., etc. So this is two expert together. One is IT security expert, and other is about management. Because once you define the rules, you have to manage, and then you have to do the audit, whether you have implement this kind of setting very well together, and then you become the IT data specialist. And this one, the salary is really high. So in China, so this one is more than, I would say that 100,000 every month. Its money salary is more than 100,000，就是差不多10万块钱左右。对啊，它是很高人工的，但是也有一些例子不是这样的，就是他找一些就是刚毕业的大学生，然后做这个 data protection specialist，然后工资也不需要发大很多吧，可能是1-2万就算了吧。然后你觉得有问题还是没有问题啊？对老板来说没问题，错了就你坐牢。对啊。So there are two kind of approach. The first one is find some real expert, okay, and then to perform this kind of task. Another is find you, right? Find the fast grad, right? If something goes wrong, bye-bye. I will try to protect your exit boss. I will try to find a lawyer, but you know that in China, lawyer is nothing, right? Lawyer cannot protect you, right? So I'm sorry that you haven't do your duty. And then I have tried my best to protect your exit boss. So please go to the jail. 5 years or 10 years, something like that. Okay. So always remember that to be careful. So you have to set up a data protection specialty when your company is more than 200 employee, and then you are dealing with some personal data that are more than 500,000 individual. So you have to do these kind of things. And then, yeah, they have the similar things about the six principle. You also have to define well about your collections and protection. So you have to state why you need to collect, and then who will going to use, and then make into a terms and conditions, and then let them to agree. So if you are interested in this kind of thing, please go back to your home and then read the law statement one by one. I strongly suggest you to read the Chinese version, not the English version. Okay, because this kind of English version, I'm not sure that they will use it or not. So most likely they will not use the English version. So go back to your home and then read the Chinese version. And then there see that key principle, KIP. So should be next line, right? Yeah, KIO, I'm sorry, KIO. So there are some key principle operator to set the guidelines. So those are the rules. For example, if you are going to deal with the health data, where is health data? Health data. cannot find. So if you are doing the health data, then you fall into this kind of settings. If you are dealing with more than 500,000 of people, so you are also fit into this line. And then if you are going to daily transaction that is more than 10 minutes, you also fall into KIO. Okay, so always remember to read. If you are dealing with the privacy, if you are doing of this kind of situation, read the client statement before you start your working. Or this kind of statement perhaps protect you from buyer. If you say that, hey boss, I know that you are not following the regulation, right? If you want to fire me, then I will tell the government, hey, you don't know, you haven't followed the regulation. Okay, so please keep me in your company, and then I will help you to deal with this kind of issue, and then I will help you to smooth the situation better and then smoothly to take care about this one. So read the KIO, okay, read the KIO to secure your job and then secure your your most important things. So yeah, for this kind of statement, I guess I will not wait read one by one because reading English is not it's not important. And then in China, so there are two more things you have to bear in your mind. The first one is advertisement. Advertisement 就是你们所有的广告打出来的时候，你都需要写这个是广告，好吗？好吗？这个是其中一个你们需要留意一下的。第一个对啊，第一个就是这个，还有就是另外一个。OK， so today we will also talk about the security or personal data issue. So we have lots of the AIGC, right? AI generative content. So have you used the WhatsApp? Yes or no? Yes, right? So have you go to the Google and search WhatsApp? Have you go to a Google and search WhatsApp? Did you do these kind of things? Yes or no? No. Then that's great. So today is my colleague, okay, Dr. Anand. For example, only for example, he want to use the WhatsApp because in Hong Kong situation, most likely all the communication, official or business communication, we use the WhatsApp. So using the WhatsApp, so usually we use the desktop version because sharing the Word document, sharing the some of the information, desktop version WhatsApp is better, right? So he, Dr. Anand, go to Google, search WhatsApp web. Easy to understand, right? Yeah, you know what's happening, right? So he take the first link and then scan the QR code, log into the WhatsApp. Everything is really normal. It's really normal, okay? But can you see that here? Add. This one, fake. They are fake WhatsApp. Okay, they are fake WhatsApp until this one is not ad, right? So that's why in China they always, or in the whole world, they always have to put AD advertisement for this kind of thing because they want to warn someone. So those are the phishing websites. So what's happened when he log into this WhatsApp? So he's using this WhatsApp. Everything is really normal. Okay, the hacker will do nothing. He or she will do nothing. He just observe the information from this interface. So observe the information in and out from this one. They will not do anything. They will just collect your information until they find some good chance or good moment to do something. For example, Arnold, here, Dr. Arnold, he will go to a conference next week. And then through the WhatsApp, I know that he will go to Thailand or he will go to KK 園 KK 怎麼說 KK 園或者東南亞吧. So he will go to the Southeast Asia soon. Now I know that he's Dr. Arnold Ward. Using the Googles, I can find lots of his thought. Using his thought, I can generate his voice message. just like the video preview, right? So I also use the AIGC to generate the普通话还有英文我说都不是我说的，都是 AI generate. And then the voice is quite similar to mine. So he used the AI generated video or voice message or fake video, etc. Send a message to Peter. Hey, Peter, don't tell the other. I'm in Thailand. I'm in a nightclub. And then, yeah, I do something bad. I'm trapped by police. Now I need 5,000 US dollar. Please help me. Don't tell my wife. So will you trust this kind of message? 现在我们都有 WeChat 吧？有一天，Peter 老师告诉你，我在国内，你们有没有人在上海？我在上海去到一个夜总会吧，然后去唱卡拉 OK 还是怎么样？然后现在有一些公安抓我，然后抓到我了，我需要5000块钱，你不要告诉我的老婆了，好吗？帮忙了，然后我回去香港之后就会请你吃饭啊，还差你们一个人咖啡，我还没有买他咖啡。我会请你吃饭，然后现在先给5000块钱给我吧，打到我的 WeChat 的引爆我的 WeChat 的号码是哒哒哒，你会给 Peter 老师5000块吗？我们的友谊不值5000块吗？就是我现在问你拿5000块不行吗？你会给我5000块的举手，你会给吗？他真的不会吗？只是5000块哦，那500块也太少了吧，对吧？我不想问500块，因为500块你们也不给我，然后我也太惨了。所以5000块你们就觉得太高？这个故事很，那你知道现在，诶，我真的在 Peter 老师的WeChat 的朋友圈里面看到他去上海了，去杭州了，然后他玩的很开心，然后可能 Peter 老师真的对他老婆不好，去到夜总会，然后唱这些卡拉 OK 还是怎么给公安抓了，需要5000块钱。哎，他平常也是很搞笑，对我们也很好了，也帮他了，对啊，没有这感觉吗？我已经把我的 voice message 发给你啊，你需要我打开视频的话，我可以打开视频给你看，我坐在个公安店里面，然后哎不好意思，这真的不想的，但是你不该告诉我了吧？会吧，会吗？然后你的5000块就没了，对吧？所以经历太多，所以我不会问你拿五千块，5000万我可能会，对吧？5000块我就不会拿了。So bear in your mind that, hey, can you see that? Personal data, big image, AIGC, advertisement, they can generate this kind of effect. And that's why the Chinese government, they set lots of the regulation, they set lots of the people in different company. Hey, you have to look at your company. You have to look at your security, personal data, etc., etc. Because see that there are too many fake informations. Okay. And of course, Peter said that, sure, I will give you money and then I will transfer 5,000 to Dr. Underworld. But this one is fake. It's not true. But honestly, I have received this kind of message. And if you have a look with your email every day, you will receive, I will not say every day, every week or every month, you will receive our Professor Lee Cheng email. Hey, can I give you a call? Have you received this kind of email? Yes, right? So our full professor and then our staff, their email, because all the people know our email, all the people know our voice. We have lots of the public speech on YouTube or all the things. We have too many kind of information, and it's easy to use our identifier to get money. And it's so true, it's so real. OK，其实我应该找一天试试看，问我妈可不可以这样拿到5000块钱。让我来试试看，对啊，要不然他来的时候别人家骗了，应该是，对啊，挺惨的，对啊。我觉得我的妈应该会给钱我，你不要告诉我的老婆，对啊，我觉得我的妈应该会给钱我。所以你们没有遇过有没有遇过这个事情呢？太多了吧？对啊，对啊，太多，对，太多，对啊。然后在 WeChat 里边打钱应该是很容易吧？ 我以前也有一些，因为我在1年之前没办法在国内去买什么的东西了，我可能是每一次几千块钱、几千块钱打到我的朋友里边啊，你帮我买这个 equipment，你帮我买这个，然后我就几千块钱拿给他。那现在的 WeChat 就会好一点了基本上如果你们之前没有太多的沟通，只是这样去打钱的话，他不会给你去打。他不会有这些，那这些从好像是去年开始，就是那个 data protection specialist，好像是这样 data protection specialist，他做的事情呢，这些都是公司制定的 policy，OK，所以小心一点呢。现在你们有没有听过骗这些大学生去 KK 园呢？就是开一家公司，然后这家公司就可能是可能是开开心心，大家一起做，可能是3个月到半年的时间，在北京、上海开一家公司，然后3个月之后啊，我们公司今年赚到钱啦，好开心啊，我们一起去东南亚去玩啦，然后大家买了机票了，我们一起去啦，然后几家公司人就去了 KK 园，所有的大学生一起去 KK 园了，所以小心一点哦。发生了，真的发生了，对啊。所以小心一点啊！这个骗子太多了，然后怎样去骗钱太容易了，非常的容易。你骗了钱，可能真的打个电话几千块钱就来了，就到了。然后有一些香港很多这个例子是几千万到1个亿、2个亿都有，1个亿、2个亿都有。所以现在还需要打抢劫银行吗？不需要抢劫了。这真的不需要你还拿枪来干嘛？有有一台电脑，有几个人写几个剧本就可以了，很容易啊。Okay, so always remember that be careful about this kind of phishing, and then protect your personal data. And then it's a really important things to set the data protection specialist in your company if your company is big enough. So here you still remember this advertisement, right? Don't let you to see. So anyone want to do you know that the advertisement of Google is beating. So the highest pace, you have to pay the highest money so you can get highest pace. So anyone here want to get what is the amount of this ad? How many cake for each cake? How many money will charge for this company? 看不到，不要看，这答案在这边，不要看。就是基本上它是价钱高的，都可以去到一个比较高的位置。你每点一下的话，哪个公司就会拿走它一部分的钱了。可能是这个可能是5块钱，一般来说几块钱，5块钱、10块钱，然后每一个人按一下，这都是5块钱、10块钱。你觉得这个多少块？不要看。So anyone here want to guess how much for each cake? 200, 200. And then, yeah, I would say that, yeah, this one. So most likely it's around $5 to $6. And then if you search for WhatsApp web API business online, etc., it's 200 something for each cake. Cake here, 200. Cake here, 200. Cake here, 200. Cake here, 200. 啊，嗯，the same IP, they will only charge once at a certain time. So you can download a lot of VPN or VPN, and they always change your IP and then kick, etc. So you can burn out all their money. But you think that you can burn out the money, right? So try to imagine that the boss behind this kind of company, they own an area in Southeast Asia. They have the army, they have the kingdom, right? So yeah, you can do so, and then they have a strong money to support themselves because every cake means that it's a business opportunity, and most likely they can get lots of the money from this one. Not only about the 5,000 is a little, maybe they have 500 millions or 1 million, etc. 1 million is not so many, right? 所以100万现在好像也不多了，对啊。 其实我也不明白为什么这些人可以不停的付钱。哎，对啊，我应该跟我妈说，你先把钱所有的钱都给我，对，让他对啊，先给我会安全一点。然后我好像一个骗子了。Okay, so it's interesting, right? And one more things, chat your WhatsApp, WeChat, or other things. Chat your link device. Maybe your girlfriends, they have these kind of things. Okay, do you have the girlfriends or boyfriends? Your boyfriends or girlfriend may be linkage your WeChat and WhatsApp message. So all the information from your WeChat or WhatsApp will synchronize to their web versions. So be careful of that. Okay, if you have girlfriend or boyfriend, check the linked device and check whether you have escaped from this kind of game. Okay. Okay, so we have talked about the China, and then now it's the Europe. Europe is common law or civil law? Mo if you ask this kind of questions, let's check. Except remember, only UK and very small part of the place in Europe, they run the common law. So common. Too small. Hey. See that? So this one, pink, is the common law. United States, United Kingdom, here, Hong Kong, small area, Australia. So we call it New World, New World. So they run the common law because they do not have a long history, long history. And then civil law, most part of the Europe, nearly all the parts of the Russia, China, South America, Africa, etc., etc. Okay, civil law dominate the situation, not the common law. That's why there are lots of the people talk about the common law because common law is every day. There are lots of the case. There are new law in the court, so new law become the case. Case become the some sexy news or some interesting news, and then you put the eyes on the common law. Civil law is long history, and then they will not change so oftenly frequently. So most likely you will not put your eyes on it. So you always put your eyes on the common law. Hey, Apple argue with the Samsung again. Hey, Disney argue with the Netflix again or Blockbuster again. So you will put the eyes on it. But honestly, common law the area using the common law is not so many. See that? Okay. Europe is common law or civil law. Europe is common law or civil law. Hey, you just have no way. Europe is civil law. Most of the places civil law. So especially here we are talking about the European unions, EU, European unions, and then United Kingdom do not belongs to the European unions. Okay, so I would say that in Europe they are using the civil law. They are using the civil law. So they have a very harsh law statement. It's called GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. Why this kind of law is so serious? Have you heard about the GDPR? GDPR, they are running in civil law, right? That means you cannot argue a lot with the government, just like you cannot argue a lot with our China government, right? Our Chinese government. So they define the personal data similar to the Chinese government. So nearly all the data that you have collect, they will say that is personal data. So whatever is name, email address, medical data, mobile number, biometric marker, etc., etc. All the things they are belongs to personal data. That means nearly all the data is personal data. So you have to protect your personal data. And then the most important thing is if you have the data disclosure, that means some hacker go to your server and then get the information of a citizen, EU citizen. The punishment, the punishment is 2% of your income. 2% of income is not the 2% of your profile, it's 2% of your income. So for example, if you work here, guys, have you do any business? For example, your family set up a restaurant, etc. Anyone here know the profits of a restaurant? For example, a fast food restaurant. So there are lots of the restaurant to know the percentage of their profit. Do you know? 就是开餐厅的话，他们的赚的大概是多少啊？10%，小于10%。餐厅小于10%的，一般来说的话，都是5到6，已经是很好了。对啊，5到6左右的，what 係咪？所以其实最赚钱是 NVIDIA 的 profit 大概是去到50%到60%。对啊，NVIDIA 它的 GPU 是赚很多的钱，5到6。然后现在它GDPR 它拿走的不是你的 profit，是你的 income 2%，所以这个钱严重吗？严重啊，严重，很多很多的 industry，其实它的盈利吧，很多都小于10%，非常多的小于10%，因为它小于10%，然后它再拿走2%的话，那你可以想是多严重啊，对啊。So the most important things about the GPR is somehow the first one is about the punishment. We will not send you to the jail. We just get your money. And then the number of money we get is 2%. Income, not profit. Income, 2% of your income. So lots of the people are faced about the GDPR. And then the second thing is about GDPR is very serious. Is whatever, where is your company? Say that, I will say that, hey, I'm not in French, I'm not in German, then I'm safe, right? But GDPR is if you have processed our EU citizen data, and if there is a data disclosure or some accident happens, then I will charge you 2%. Whatever your company is a Chinese company, or your company is how to say that is in China or in Africa or in somewhere else. If you have the data of the EU citizen, then you fall into the GDPR. Okay, so try to imagine that if you are airline company, so you have the airlines from Hong Kong to French to German. You need to get the data of EU citizen, right? So they have the passport. Passport is a personal data. You have the passport data in your server, then you fall into GDPR. And there is a really lucky event in Hong Kong. So have you heard about the Cathay Pacific in Hong Kong? Hong Kong Airlines, okay? There is one of the airline in Hong Kong. So just before the GDPR activate, I'm not sure about 1 or 2 months before the GDPR activate, there is a data disclosure. And if this kind of thing happens, the Cathay Pacific need to pay 2% of their profits to EU. Very, very serious because they have the data of EU citizens. So, hey, you will say that, hey, then I'm not the airline company. I will not create shop in EU. I will not create a shop in France or German. So I needed to care about GDPR. It's true. Why? For example, I create games. I put my games in Steam. No, nothing related to the EU, right? Player from EU citizens. can download your game in Steam, and then their data maybe will store inside your server. If there is a data disclosure, data leakage in your server, you have to follow the GDPR. Dr. Evil's time. So if you are WeChat, so what can you do? So is there any EU citizen data in WeChat? Should be, right? So everywhere we have the Chinese, right? And then Chinese, maybe they are German or they are the French, they are the EU citizen, etc., right? So what can it do? What can it do? At that time, WeChat or Tencent, I would say the Tencent, okay, move all the server away from the Europe to China, the first step. Okay, second step, stop all the language besides traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and maybe English. They only keep these three language. Remove all the language of European, Spanish, German, etc. They remove all the language. And then in their terms and then conditions, say that I will not serve the EU citizen to use my service. I'm not going to serve you. Okay, I will not provide your language. I'm not going to serve you. I only provide the English, Chinese, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese. That's it. I'm not going to serve you. If you're going to use my service, then it's only your personal choice. And then I will not care anything about the GDPR. Okay. If you set up an online store, if you set up put games in the stream, and then you want to escape from the GDPR, say that traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, English, that's it. Okay. I'm not in the terms and condition. I'm not going to serve anyone in the Europeans. Huh? Yes, you can do the similar things. Yes. So they try to use this kind of statement to escape from the GDPR. And honestly, I'm not sure that this one is success or not. But right now, as I remember, there are lots of things related to GDPR with Tencent. So it seems worth. It seems worth. Yeah, I have the online store. I serve most of the people you can use, but I'm not going to set my market to EU, my serving people to EU, etc. So if you use, it's your personal interest, but it's not my responsibility to serve you one of our my mom just a moment. So hey, yeah, it's one of our settings. So yeah, that's the situation that Tencent is using for WeChat. And then right now, if you want to escape from the GDPR, you can also do that because GDPR, someone say that is the most serious privacy law in the world. Concern about the privacy, concern about the punishment, is the most serious privacy statement. Uh, hey, yeah. So, yes, I'm sorry. What's wrong? Hey, no signal? Hey. Ah, whatever. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure my computer is not working, it's no signal. So I will try to compete these kind of things by using current situations. Yeah, GDPR. So the effective date is 2018. May. So it's active now, and then you have to follow. And then it cover all the EU and also foreign companies that process the data of the EU citizen. EU citizens. Okay, so if you have the data of the EU citizens, then you fall into the GDPR, and then you have to follow their settings. Their setting is more or less similar to the Chinese rules, but the most important thing is 2% of your profits. Okay, so you are not required to combine even. Yeah, we have talked about it. Yeah, the scope is to serve the EU citizen. Yes, we have talked about it. Yeah, and yeah, honestly, their personal data is really serious. So talking about this one is all the data, direct or indirect to locate a living persons. That means all the data. So if you want to start your business in EU, think carefully about your personal data. Okay. Yeah, personal data, we have talked about this one. And then the most important thing is 2% of your profile. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we talk lots of things about law. So I guess you have the basic understanding about the legal system, and then you have the basic understanding about the privacy, right? But all sorts of things about the legal. So suppose that I want to be the data protection security. So what should I do? Hey, here, do you think that you want to be a data protection security expertise? Expertise? Why? Because you have the risk to go to jail, right? But they are well paid，就是每个月有10万块钱，我觉得也 OK 哦。对啊，然后如果坐牢之前你离开中国就行了吧？离开就走了，走佬哦，我这样跑路了，对吧？你没有人喜欢吗？So anyone here would like to do because for our yeah, you are master student and then you have selected VR, AR, metaverse as your study direction. But for our undergrad student, lots of the students they want to go to the data security because for unlike developer, okay, unlike developer. So if you are a developer after development, so after you have finished a game, right? So I can fire you the whole team, I can fire you out, right? Right? Because you have finished your task. But if you are a data security, data protection specialist, or you are DBA administration, or you are doing some data management, etc., right? One, or if the company is here, or if your project is here, they always need this kind of presence. So their job is really routine, and their job is compared with the developer, their job is more stable. Can you imagine that? Yes, right. So that's why our undergrad. So quite a quite a number of our undergrad students they would like to go to data security or data management or security management, something like that, because well paid. Second one, routine, and then more yeah, it's safe, it's secure, right? So if you want to become the data protection security, so what should you do? What should you do? First one, study about the standard, ISO standard, study about all the IT standard that you have to follow. For example, the database setting. So can I just use the ping test to store the data? No, right? No. So I have to use the database, and the database, some of them you need to put it into a SHA, or you need to put a channel HTTPS, etc., etc. But this one is the IT professional, right? I'm not going to discuss more and more in this part. I'm going to discuss the next one. The next part is about the policy that the IT that you have to define for your IT or for all your data operator. So, what have you learned from your undergrad about design a system? So you have, for example, you need to design a system, right? So the first thing you have to design a database. You know right? Database, right? Yeah. So you design a database and then you design some entity and attributes. It's a data protection specialist. So starting from the database design, you have to pay extra attention. So right now in the ELD design, so how can you make sure that your ELD design data storage, data collections obey the first one, six principle of the DPP? So how? 就是之前跟你们说吧，就是有除了一些硬的技术你们需要学习的话，作为一个data protection specialist 硬的技术，另外一边的话就是很多 management admin 的事情。然后现在告诉你，就是从这个 database 的 design 开始，你就需要改变你的想法。以前我们是 design 一个 application 的话，基本上就是看一看它有什么的 entity，什么的 attributes。然后做一个可能你是relational database 的话，你就把它变为一个有 relational 的 table 嘅 linkage。如果你是 NoSQL 嘅話，它可能有一些 tab data，有一些JSON 的 file 放在你的relational database 里边吧。然后现在我在想的，如果我需要 care 它的 privacy，在这个 database design 里边，我需要加多什么样的regulation management 的东西，我才可以把从 database 这个 level 开始，我就已经开始想这个 privacy 了。So do you still remember the sixth principle, right? So what should you do? In every attributes that you are going to collect, okay, we call it strawberry database design. So in every attributes that you are going to collect, so the first one, define the date, expire date, expire date. Okay. Maybe you can set it 100 years, but in your database design, you have to take care about the time. So you have the attributes about the time, the first one, the most important things. Another one is you have the comment in your ELD design. That is the purpose why every attribute, why you have to collect this kind of data. Okay, is this purpose organized with your terms and condition? Okay, so in the database design, at least you have two things, right? The first one about the time. The second one is about the purpose that you have to add in your database design. So what else? The third one, it should be the use, right? Use. So what else? Set up a authority levels or set up a responsibility matrix. So who can access to this table? Who can access to this field? Okay. So these kind of things have to be done in the very, very, very beginning. Document it inside the database levels. So when you go to the court, when you're facing the judge, say that, yeah, I know that there is a data leakage, but it's not my problem. I have to do my best, right? So I have, at the very beginning, from the data set, from the database design, I have designed a very good infrastructure. And then we have set up the very good policy. Then the principle four, right? So we have the security, we have the EAL 5+ server, and then we have the firewall, etc. So this kind of information will go to the court, and then let the court I would say that let the court to monitor whether you have good procedure to do it. Of course, they will find the expert to write a report, whether that means us, okay? Special standards also write this kind of report. So whether you follow or you're up to the standard, okay, up to the standard. So that one is really important and interesting. So what else you have to do? What else you have to do? After you have set these kind of things to the programmer, so you have to implement it. And then you have to have some training course for all your junior programmer. They have to understand the development pipeline. They have to understand the company standard. They are not free style to do anything. Okay, provide the training, provide the guideline to them. So that's why when you are going to become, say, data protection security, so two things you have to bear in your mind. The first one, I guess you have learned this kind of CIA in your undergrad levels. That means for the IQ security, confidentiality, integrity, availability, etc. But now we are going to give you another part of thing you have to bear in mind. It's called for the personal data protection. You have to stay the fair collections, transparency, need to know right of access or collection. You have to set this kind of rule from into your database design, starting from the day one design, starting from the database design and data flow design. You have to have this kind of thinking embedded into your system. Okay, so it change your design patterns, it change your thinking process because you have to follow the GDPR, you have to follow the data security, cyber security law in China. Okay, and then this kind of thing we call it privacy by design. Privacy by design. So at the very beginning, so you have include this kind of thinking into your process, and then there is one cycle that is interesting. So similar to every software development cycle. So you have the requirement, collect user requirement, analyze, design, development, deployment, manage, maintenance. So inside each step, you have to embed this kind of thinking inside. For example, when you are doing the user interview, so now not only care about the business needs, you also care about the law need. Okay, so in your user requirement process, if you are a big company, remember to in your visa requirement, remember to have a document that yeah, I have concern about the knowledge in the emails or in the document, protect you from this kind of backup, protect you from this kind of bad and white documentations. Then you will analyze. For the analyze, at the very beginning, you to analyze your business needs. You need to analyze your data exchange needs, API needs, etc., etc. Now you have to have a document and state that I also, inside my analyze, I also take care about my privacy law. I also take care about the situation in it. Again, black and white document all the things in a very popular decisions. When we go to the design, so you have the data flow design, you have the ELD design, you have the server client design, you have all sorts of design, interaction design also, right? So inside this kind of design, care about the privacy. So even in the ELD, you have two column add. The first one is the time when I will delete all the data automatically. You have the trigger to do it. And then the other thing is about you have the comment to state that in each data field why I have to do it. You stay clear about your purpose. Then, yeah, encryption, decryption, you have to involve. And write the responsibility matrix user wrote. Who can access that to what kind of data? So after that, so you have the development. So inside the development, you have to keep track with the privacy review, whether this kind of data have been, this kind of the rules or this kind of the settings have been implemented correctly during your development. So you have the audit. Okay, you have a table say that, hey, for each 3 months or 4 months, so I will check my privacy law, I will check my personal data regulation is implemented correctly or not. This one is called IT audit. IT audit. Without IT audit, when you go to the jail, when you go to the court, you will facing the punishment. Okay, so the IT audit, this kind of the black and white document protect you from the jail. OK，不要坐牢了，只是打工啊，打工不要坐牢了。OK， 因为你们跟 account 的人不一样呢，account 的人坐牢之后，老板还是挺启发他们的。但是 IT 的人坐牢之后，基本上就永远也找不到工作了。对啊，小心一点啊，对啊，因为要不然就是你技术没有这样硬啊，要不然你真的是做了一些不好的事情呢。对啊，为什么你坐牢了？对，但是你知道 account 的人为什么坐牢吗？他们还可能是帮公司的老板做假的账吧。对啊，如果他懂得做这个假的，这样的话，他坐牢之后，做人牢之后，其实也有很多的公司需要他进来做这个假账，也是多他 evil times 啊，不要学习这样多。但是 IT 的人做牢之后，真的没人会要你们的。Okay, so development, and then we have the deployment. So deployment check whether your user follow your privacy law. Privacy law. Okay. Then you have the management. So make sure that if you have the operation, yeah, you have the correct operation to deal with the personal data, and then all the policies, especially about the DPP5 and DTP6 is implemented well inside the maintenance. So yes, that is the PPD, privacy by design approach to design your data policy. Okay, so I guess I have finished most of the important things. Let me see. Yeah, the remaining thing is somehow about the if you really want to become the data protection specialist, then you have to deal with nothing special, nothing special. Okay, table access control. Yeah, nothing special. I guess you can read it by yourself. Yes, finish. And then I finish my responsibility to protect you guys from the jail. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So we still have 15 minutes. Eh? We have someone. Yeah, I will provide you the stage of the questionnaire. I guess I will generate next week. Next week. Okay, I will generate next week so that you have finished the questionnaire or not. So yeah, I will. So yes, close the program. Yeah, I have some problems about the yes. What's wrong? So the remaining time we only have 15 minutes remaining. So nothing special. So what else I have to? I have show you the case file, right? Because I remember last week I've shown you the case files, and then the case file, I will say that around 60% of the content will be used. Not all the content will be used, only around 60%. So read the case file before you do it. So similar echo to the at the very beginning of our lessons. So we have the BR locational based environment. So to compare the sandbox BR, this one is enjoy sandbox BR or not? Yes, right. So we will have another game or we are played maybe January, maybe February. I will organize another one. Usually, I think we can go to Shenzhen and then play, right? We will go. Okay, to compare the sandbox VR together with the HTC 5. So the HTC 5 here. So we have the Ballet de Paris, something like that. And then we also have the Pico solutions. So Pico. Do we have the Pico solution? No, no. Okay. So only the HTC together with the sandbox VR solution. Another one we want to discuss is about the uh, Apple Vision Pro. It's about the USDC and also the Omniverse and also the GLB settings. So you have to compare this kind of the new production standards and then compare the advantage and also disadvantage. After that, then we have two games. Yeah, I find two Chinese games for you. One is Three Kingdom, right? Three Kingdom, and other is the Monkey King, Monkey King, and also with the Forza, right? So this one is Hong Kong situations. So this one is the Pong Cow Forza. I'm no sorry. How to be reverse to vertex. This one is interesting. So they use the Pong Cow data. They use the scanning of Hong Kong environments, and then we produce a construct or we produce the situation, and then you can have the car racing. So we will have this kind of the examples, and then we also have two Chinese games. One is Three Kingdom. So how the Three Kingdom they fight with each other. There are lots of here. Can you see that? There are lots of units, right? So nearly all the units they have the similar performance. If you are using the Unity to do it, so what should you do? Is a OOD approach? This one is OOD approach or not? If I want to create a here, just like Three Kingdom, right? Lots of the soldier they fight with each other. So should I create a OOD object-oriented approach to complete this game? Yeah. Yes or no? No, we should use the if we are not going to use the OOD, so what should we use? Go to the Unity, right? So we have do you still remember this approach? If it's not OOD, then it's a D. Yeah, you just study from the materials, then you know the ECS, what is the DOTS, etc., or DOD, okay, DOD. So you have these kind of things. And then we have the Monkey King. Yeah, this one is the Monkey King. So I guess all of you guys have know a lot about the Monkey King, so I will not discuss so many inside here. And then for the question 4, so we will go through the remove this one. So we are not going to have the what 3.0 and pay to earn because this year we do not have this topic. We most likely will focus on the blockchain and then the topic 1, introduction. So talking about the audience of the metaverse. Do you still remember the audience of the metaverse? Starting from the infrastructure, and then you have decentralized, and then you have the payer experience. So you have the union structure. So we will have, except remember 2 or 3. So we will have the sandbox. The sandbox. It's one of the example, and then we have the robots, and then do we have the Minecraft? Yes, we have the Minecraft to do the comparisons about the audience, metaverse format, metaverse structure. Okay, so yes, we have discussed about this one, and then nothing special. Yeah, I've also posted the answer of assignment 1, question 1 and 2. Question 3 is kind of the essay question, so we do not have lots of the standard answer for the assignment 1 or for the question 3. Then what else? Yeah, if you want to study a little bit about the Unity, so we also have the Unity Essential. So Unity Essential here, so you have lots of the mission, and then you have the video, you have the points for the completion, etc., etc. So you can study a little bit here, and that is all the settings right there. Okay, so yeah, let's finish our class a little bit earlier. Hey, failed to detect. And then I see we can restore the Zoom because I have the recording here. So yeah, this is the end of today's class. Come back to our class next week. Next week about the vision poll. If I have some special arrangement, I will let you know earlier. And then hopes we can have the vision poll next Saturday. If we do not have, we still have around 5 to 10. Yeah, on my hand. So yeah, see what's going on next week. Okay. So yeah, enjoy your weekend and then remember to do your assignment too. See you guys. Bye bye.